Twizzler. You know, Twizzlers are kind of like the Indiana Pacers. You get it, and you're kind of excited. You're kind of excited to get it. And then you eat it. And you're like, well, this is kind of mid. But then you just keep on eating it. Like how I continue to be a fan of this team. It's a good correlation, I think. The point of this video is TJ Warren and Edmond Sumner have both been signed by the Brooklyn Nets. Both of them I'm sad to see go because, well, one, they were fun to watch, and two, I have both of their jerseys in my closet. And both of them did not play this past season at all for the Indiana Pacers. Both because of injuries. I mean, Sumner wasn't really on the team. Well, it's not like he wasn't really on the team. He wasn't on the team. He was not on the roster. He was no longer under contract. But he had been rehabbing in the Pacers facilities. So that kind of gave me the impression that he was going to come back. Well, no, I guess he wasn't. But TJ, he was on the roster all last year, and it actually looked like he might have been able to come back. Never did. But it's just sad because, you know, TJ, even before the bubble, you know, everyone's going to be like, oh, I miss, you know, bubble TJ or whatever. I remember before the bubble when he was like top 15 in field goal percentage, averaging almost 20 points a game and just tearing it up, just tearing the league up, and nobody was really noticing it. Like, in my opinion, at that time, he was probably the most underrated Pacer because that dude was tearing it up. He was playing amazingly, and nobody seemed to notice it, not even Pacers fans, because this guy, he'd come in, drop 20, 30, and it'd be like the quietest 20 or 30 you've ever seen in your whole life, because you're just like, dang, he scored that many? Because, like, at a certain point, you were just like, oh, yeah, that's TJ. Like, he's just going to make those shots. Like, it's typical. It's not that, like, he didn't do it without flash or flair. It's just that you expected him to make all those shots at a certain point because he was so consistent and so good at scoring. So, and then Ed, I feel like every Pacers fan knows who Edmond Sumner is. I mean, we might not remember not everybody remembers the beginning of his career with the Pacers, but everyone remembers the last 2 seasons of his career with the Pacers. At the start, he was going to be drafted in the first or second. He was going to be drafted at first, but he tore his Achilles, and the Pacers signed him to a 2-way, gave him an opportunity. After a year in the G League and working up to the Pacers, he eventually got a full-time contract and carved out a spot for himself in the Pacers rotation and became a spark off the bench that you could plug in for a few minutes, and he'd give you good buckets and good defense. He was a really good wing and a really good perimeter defender. So he was a lanky, skinny kind of guy who could play shooting guard. He could play point guard, shooting guard, and small forward if you needed him to, because he wasn't super tall, but he had a lot of length. So his perimeter defense against the 1 through the 3 was very good. He could finish very well. He could shoot decently. His mid-range was okay. He was a spark plug, and he was energetic, and he was fun to be around. He was fun to have on the team. He was a fun guy to be around in Indiana because he was just such a good personality, and he's a good person too. So it's sad to see both of them go because I enjoyed watching both of them a lot. And Edmond Sumner especially, I saw him grow and develop into the player that he is today, and I was really excited to see his career unfold, and I wish the rest of it could have unfolded with the Pacers. Injuries always seem to ruin it, because if he doesn't tear his Achilles, he stays on the roster, and he's probably, I mean, we'd give him a contract extension or something, or we'd probably re-sign him. Like, he'd probably be playing for us next year if he hadn't gotten injured. I'm still never going to respect the decision the Pacers made to trade him and then sign Brad Wanamaker. Sign Brad Wanamaker as his replacement. Oh my, Brad Wanamaker. Brad Wanamaker played like 5 good minutes of basketball against the Charlotte Hornets and then disappeared. It didn't disappear. When he sucked, you knew he sucked because he's the freaking point guard. You'd see him like make the most horrendous pass ever to get picked off like it was a pick six, and they'd freaking take it to the house and 360 windmill dunk it in your face, and you'd be like, oh yeah, Brad Wanamaker did it again. Like, I could show you the second half of the play, like after they got the turnover, and you could probably tell me like, oh yeah, Brad Wanamaker was the cause of that turnover. Freaking Edmond Sumner for Brad Wanamaker. Yeah. I'm never going to forgive the Pacers for that. We could have kept him on the roster. He could have rehabbed with us full time. He could have stayed on the roster. And then he might have come back. And he was decently young. And he would have fit the timeline. And the guys enjoyed him. The guys liked him. Like, letting TJ go, I can see. Like, he didn't fit the timeline. He was getting up there in age. He's around 30-something years old, I think, at this point. So he's going to go and contribute to a contending team and give them, like, 15 points per game as a six-man off the bench. Good. I want TJ to go thrive. I'm sad to see him go, but he was probably going to leave. I think we all knew that. I think we all knew he was probably going to leave. But Edmond Sumner had a chance of coming back, and I think he could have contributed greatly to this team. The Pacers, they've got a plan. Might not be the best plan, but they've definitely got a plan. Herb Simon, go suck on a, yeah. Herb Simon, I don't like you. Pacers front office, you've made some good decisions. Trading away Brogdon, somehow magically getting Jalen Smith back. Extending O'Shea Brissett, or picking up his team option, I should say. Drafting Ben Mathurin, drafting Kendall Brown, drafting Andrew Nembhard. Those are some good decisions you've made, but letting Edmond Sumner walk in free agency and letting him be traded away, trading him in the first place after he got injured, just decisions I'm never going to respect, ever. But yeah. See you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and I'm still going to wear my TJ Warren and Edmond Sumner jerseys because they left respectfully, and really it was the Pacers who messed them up, and they're the reason. The Pacers are really the reason those guys are gone now. So it's not their fault. I don't blame them for leaving. It's kind of like the Bojan Bogdanovic situation from a few years ago. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, we don't really need to re-sign anybody to replace them because we drafted guys and we've got Aaron Naismith coming in and stuff to fill those positions, but yeah. See you guys next time. Have a good day.
Just got unlucky on a few plays tonight, you know? One of those plays, I thought he was standing still, but he just hit the shit out of that one guy, and the guy went flying. They blew the whistle, and they called it on him.